Welcome, everyone. I'm Kimberly Boschman, and this is the Intentionally Intuitive podcast. Today, we're going to look at the new moon that's coming up on March 10th, 2024. We're going to take a look at each life path number for the energies that could surface around this illumination. Before we get into the forecast, this, of course, is a general reading. If you would like a personalized reading, where we'll take a look at your own personal numerology, please book some time with me. My information is in the description box below. I'd love to work with you. All right, let's take a look. Life Path 11-2. So you all are going to be working with the energy of the 14-5 as well as skunk energy. Let's talk about skunk energy first. So with this coming through, this really has to do more with your reactions, right? And how you react as opposed to respond to a situation. And so it could be that there's some kind of emotional turbulence that you have to kind of move through at this time, which of course would make sense with this new moon happening in the sign of Pisces in astrology. So there's an emotive side to this. And for you all, 11-2s are very sensitive by default, right? As a life path energy. So this could be a time when emotions are running rampant. And what I would say is just be really mindful of your reactions as opposed to your responses, right? Like just pay attention to how you react to situations. Because when I think about skunk energy, the skunk will, when it's frightened, it will spray, right? It'll shoot its spray as a sort of a defense mechanism, or if it feels threatened or something like that. And so I kind of equate that with your emotions. So just be careful if something, if you feel threatened, if you feel triggered, if you feel like, there's an emotional charge, try not to become reactionary with that and sort of lash out at other people. Really use that opportunity to kind of go within and see like, okay, why is this having such a charge for me? Like, why is this bringing this up? And how can I move through this? How can I work through this? Because if I don't look at it, if I don't deal with it, then I'm going to continue to be the skunk and like spray every time I get triggered or every time I get, fearful or whatever the case may be, or defensive. And so if there's some kind of situation that gets your defenses up, it would be healthier for you to say, let me just pause, hit the pause button, remove myself from the situation, take a closer look at this, and then respond when it's not as heated, when it's not as charged. Because you could, if you're not careful with this energy, sort of barf your emotions all over other people, and then you've got to come back and clean that up later. Sorry, that's a really gross example. But, it's like we're responsible for our reactions, our actions. And so just be careful that it's not charged energy that you're just trying to release. Try to find a way to release it in a healthy way. The other thing I would say is, well, let's go on to the 14-5. So with the 14-5 energy, it's interesting because, 5 energy, there's always some element of change or a shift in perspective or a shift in an experience, some kind of, change or modification that needs to occur, or just a new perspective, a new way of seeing things, a new way to, express yourself, whatever the case may be. But there's some possible modifications to your lifestyle or to your current circumstances that could occur at this time with new insights, right? Like new insights come in, new information about yourself or about your experience or about other people. And that awareness or that understanding shifts your perspective and then creates some kind of change from that shift in perspective or from that new awareness. So it could be that some new insights come in for you at this time and you are called to or feel called to take action from that and shift your perspective and then change your circumstances in some way. It's also interesting too, because this 14-5 has the sort of the influence or the power to assist you in bringing any inspired messages to the world now, but it's got to be in your own unique and creative way. So I would say this is definitely not a time to try to fit in the mold or do things, to please others or, minimize your desires or your creativity for others type of thing. This is definitely something where you could launch something, you could get really inspired by something to initiate some kind of new creative project. Again, this is happening in the sign of Pisces, so it's a very creative energy. This is also, of course, with the 5 energy, this is about creative self-expression and the freedom to be able to do that. So it can be very liberating at times. So if there's like something you've wanted to try, but you've been afraid to do so, this is a great time to just, play in the water a little bit and see how it feels. But this energy can be very supportive for helping you to bring those messages, to bring that creativity into the world, but it's got to be in your own, again, like creative and unique way. I would also say, be careful of any sort of like envy or jealousy or extreme expectations that you might be placing on other people. Ultimately, we can't change people, but we can we can manage our expectations of the situation. So I would say this might be a time where you might want to just manage your expectations when it comes to your experiences with others, and just be really mindful of not entertaining envy or jealousy at this time, because that could come back to bite you in the bum. So very interesting energies at this time. Definitely pay attention to those emotions and any reactivity. So, all right. I hope it's a great one. Take care, 11s. Bye for now.